We're here. Top 10, top 6 of the week for Tuesday. This is Tuesday for October 15th, for the week of October 15th. All right, just me here. If you didn't, go check out the Skip It video and the Meh video. There's a lot in there. I assume I'll get raked over the coals about how wrong I am, even though I'm not. So yes, just me. Sean is away on location for something. Can't say at the moment, but Lunar was delayed this week. Why, you may ask? Because there were 6,000 of these shipped here. Oh, there it is. The fun, exciting, crazy, infamous Mark Spears blind bag this week. Ooh, scary. Yeah, it's here. They're here. It's sealed. I did not open this, so don't come after me, anyone, okay? Comic Police, it's not open. But they will be opened tonight. Comics Elite's Whatnot channel. Check it out on Whatnot live. I'm recording this on Tuesday. Could not record these on Monday. So Tuesday night, tonight, midnight, opening these up, going live, going crazy. We got 6,000 of them. It's going to be fun and exciting. Get in there. Get your Mark Spears blind bags. I've seen the 1 in 1,000s and I've seen the 1 in 500s. We have them here. They're amazing. They're glorious. But yeah, get in here. You never know what could be in here. I could be holding the super secret elusive golden ticket winner in here. There could be something fun. It could be card stock in here. I have no idea what's in here. But yes, please go in there. Go on to Whatnot, Comics Elite's channel. They're going live tonight at midnight. So, but top 10 video. Be sure, like, comment your like number. Say anything you want. I'm right. I'm always right. Kyle's amazing. Or say that I'm stupid and I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm a sexist and I'm a misogynist or whatever you want to throw in there. But then subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a lot. We're putting out a lot of content. We're doing a lot of shorts. We're out there on the Instas and the TikToks and the Facebooks and the Whatnots. And so we're putting out more content, and we appreciate it. All the love and support and the hate. We'll take it all. But yeah, so on to that. So I have 6 of the 6 top 10s of this week. Again, we were delayed. There were a few things that didn't get into our lunar shipment. Who knows why? But they're here right now. Let's get into it. Starting off at the bottom, G.I. Joe, number 12. Again, I've liked what Skybound is doing. If you've seen any of my reviews for a while, you know that I really have liked almost all of what Skybound has done, but specifically with G.I. Joe and how they're tying it into the Transformers and all of that, and how everything with Duke and going on with that, and seeing a Transformer and that kind of, giving that PTSD sort of thing. And then some of the Joes knowing that Transformers are on the team, quote unquote, as vehicles they don't really know. So we get a little more of that. This is kind of more of a slow down, let's reassess the universe, if you will, of what's everyone's kind of goal here. And I really kind of appreciate that. It's assessing the villains here. It's assessing Cobra and all of that. And some things that Cobra Commander has done in his past that may or may not come back and potentially bite him in the ass at this point. So I kind of like that in this. I really like how this ends and what it sets up for the future with G.I. Joe and everything with Cobra Commander and all of that. So I really can appreciate that. So I really like a lot of what's going on in here and how it juxtaposes some of these, establishing, let's get more people on to the Joe side and how we're going to get them out and how we're going to break them out. There's a fun prison sequence in here I can appreciate. So this has just been a steady Eddie, just all the way through. You can appreciate, you go in here and read G.I. Joe. It's not going to disappoint. So I can appreciate that every week it's out. So thank you. Go pick that up. Next up, a tie-in to Age of Revelation. Oh, it's Amazing X-Men. Jed MacKay's writing. I can appreciate this one. This one felt, again, when it's characters that I care about and like, specifically this one is dealing with Cyclops and Beast, the two characters who are the most affected, I would say, by this Age of Revelation and everything going on. Having them having body swapped and going back time, getting past them into future them, and them kind of figuring out, okay, what's going on here? What has happened with all of this, and what's going on with this crazy stuff with Revelation, and what's with Babbles and everyone going crazy. I can appreciate this and what the factions are doing and setting up the stakes here, and it really feels like there are stakes and there are characters that don't survive and that won't make it, as we've seen in the first issue, and it continues with this one, and having Wolverine be who he is. I don't want to spoil too much of this because it's actually a lot of fun in here, and again, more having to travel through time, I can appreciate that. So I really like what it's setting up in here. I like what it's doing. I had a lot of fun. It continues to be fun. So you can read this one. The other ones, not so much, but this one I would continue reading. It's great fun this week. Next up, I have two bad idea books this week. I never thought I would live to see the day. It's bad enough being a Marvel shill, I know, but when Bad Idea does it right, so this is Survive number 2, Robert Venditti. I really like this kind of fun Hunt for Red October type espionage of you have an American that has found its way onto a Russian sub, and he sabotages it and it's sinking and it's filling up with water, and now these two kind of have to survive. You have one Russian and you have a guy who now found out he is American. And what does this mean for them? How are they going to survive? Do they need to survive? Does the American want to survive? I don't know. But I can appreciate this. The pacing, I think it can be ramped up a little bit. This one kind of seemed to be more of the same from issue 1, but we do get a little more backstory with the Russian character in this. And so that kind of gives more credence and more stakes to that character. And it's not necessarily more sympathetic, but it just kind of, it rounds him out a little more three-dimensional. So you can kind of appreciate some of the decisions he makes in this. But I really like the ending in this, and where it's going to go, I don't know, but I can't wait to read the next issue. And that will always be a recommend for me when I immediately put it down and I want to read the next issue. And that's what this does. Robert Venditti knows how to pace a comic book, and that goes a very long way. So yes, this is a solid recommend this week for Survive. All right, on the next, Marvel shill. Oh, dare you? Incredible Hulk number 30. And this is all leading up to the next big Hulk event here, but we do have the Hulk in limbo and separating Hulk from Bruce and what this means, and the green and what this gamma radiation does. And it feels very, again, epic in scope. And I will always appreciate that. And I really appreciate the art in this book. All right, I have to show, I don't care if it spoils anything or not, but anytime you can do a splash page that just is amazing like this, I will forever applaud any artist and writer that wants to write like this and puts a double splash horizontal, page into a book. I will love you forever. So I had to recommend this book this week. If not for that alone, but the story is actually, it's very interesting, and what happens at the end, I'm excited. But yeah, the Infernal Hulk number 1, I mean, it really is kind of like an oh crap moment at the end. So kudos to the Incredible Hulk team, Philip Kennedy Johnson, love them, and Nick Klein, superb. So bravo. My number 2, another Bad Idea book, and I saw this on the table. I didn't even know what this was. I was gonna 100% skip it. It's called Save Now. Now you may look at the cover of this book, and I wouldn't blame you. It looks kind of lame. It does. It doesn't look very appealing. It doesn't look very exciting. The colors don't really do it justice. But you have Matt Kent, Berserker, And then you have the artist for Planet Death coming in here to do this very fun kind of story where you have this team, quote unquote, team of heroes. You have an AI, sentient kind of robot synthetic person. You have a cocky, arrogant, quote unquote, leader of the team who's called the Spear. Then you have this other guy who feels no pain, can't die, undying. And then you have our main character here who has the ability to travel back in time, like a literal save point in a video game, to where it's like, okay, something happens, I stub my toe on something. Okay, great. I'll go back in time and I'll make sure that doesn't happen to me going forward. But the kick is he still ages. So he can go back, he can only go back in time, but he doesn't de-age. He still ages. So as you find out in this team that's supposed to be all these like amazing fighters and everything, it's like they're only great because he has had to go back in time to tell them how to constantly beat whomever they're fighting. And so it's him getting older and older. And what's beauty in this is the art is you see him getting more and more gray hair as the older he gets. And so that part's fun. So that's just the beginning of this. But then there's an apocalypse level event that happens. And so then it's the team around him being like, you need to go back in time and stop this. And he's like, I have tried. I have gone back months and months and years. I've thought that I've figured it out. And I don't want to spoil too much, but what I do appreciate is that everyone had their own unique individual voice in this. And it's a team that I can appreciate all of the characters in some facet and how they all kind of play off each other. It's such a fun dynamic. And you see this main character, and at some point he's just like, I'm done. Like, you guys are all scumbags, and maybe it's not the worst thing for our world to end, but I'm just going to look out for myself for once. And if I'm going to go back in time and live this life, I can go back, or as far back as I want to, but I want to live my life. You guys can go to hell, sort of thing. And it's them being like, oh yeah, well, something else happened in your past that you may not want to have come out that we still remember, even though you think we don't remember. So there's a lot of fun dynamic in here, but there's a lot to like. And again, this team together, Matt Kindt is great. The artist, again, Planet Death was such a fun, unique vision, and I love it. I can appreciate the art. I would actually recommend picking this. This is a lot of fun, and they put a lot. I mean, this card stock. I mean, I'm just like, even the product, like Bad Idea. When they hit, but when they miss, my Lord, do they miss by 100 miles? But I have to give credit when credit is due, and so they have put out some very good stuff recently. So bravo to them. I had a lot of fun reading this. So I would don't skip on this like I did. I walked by the table and almost didn't pick this up. This was the last book I read. I read it several minutes before going live here. So yes, please pick that up. It's a lot of fun. And the last but certainly not least this week is Battle Beast number 6. The last issue was okay. It's such a high trajectory, and then when it comes down, it's coming down, but it kicks it back up into high gear. And so we see Battle Beast fighting this creature. This is what we've wanted. This creature that has been told it's like it will give him the glorious death that he has so desired his entire life, that all he wants to do is die in battle. And we get a very crazy battle in this, but that's not the best part. I don't know how they're able to keep this a secret, but what happens at the end of this is absolutely crazy, and it ties it into another property that Robert Kirkman has worked on. And I didn't think it was going to tie into that in a certain way. And what they drop at the end of this is a oh crap moment. Like I literally was like, you got to be kidding me. It was so unexpected, but so loved. I cannot wait to see where this goes. And again, somebody that knows how to pace a comic book and knows how to have fights when there need to be fights, and the purpose of them. But not only that, to have a cliffhanger as massive as this is, it's a true stroke of genius. I can only give it a very wonderful golf clap this week. But yes, this is so fun this week. Again, the stuff that's good, the cream of the crop, it rose to the top this week for sure. And it wasn't necessarily a busy week as it has been in the past couple of weeks. It's felt like there's been so many events and tie-ins and main stories, and on top of all the other indie books that are coming out. This week was kind of a respite, but the stuff that did come out, the number ones at least, were some. It was very welcomed. It was kind of nice to have it during this week. But again, that's it for my top books of the week. But the big book that the world will only be talking about forever, that everyone can't stop talking about, is the Mark Spears Blind Bag. This will be the ultimate, penultimate, greatest, wonderful, most amazingest book of the year for sure. Again, I can't review it because I can't open it up. Again, I'm reading it. I can't read it. I will keep it. I will keep it sealed. I can't give this a recommend. It's a can I recommend a blind bag? I guess. Is this the pick of the week? Get your blind bag? Sure. I felt cheap to say that. But again, tonight, midnight, going live on Whatnot. I'm sure everybody and their mother will be going live on Whatnot. Go crazy. Have fun. Go into some Whatnot streams. I recommend Comics Elites, obviously. But there is something fun about the opening of a blind bag and not knowing what's going to be in there. Like, I don't know what's in this one. Could be anything in here. There could be a $5,000 book in here. I'm sure all these are going to be skyrocketing in price. So again, tonight at midnight, go in to the Whatnot streams for Comics Elite. Check these out. Get some blind bags. Rip them. Have some fun. Stay in the chat. Talk your smack. Talk about how this is ruining the comic world and how dare you have blind bags. And this is only destroying the comic book world. How dare you have fun in the comic book industry. So again, that's it for this week. Buy what you like, collect what you want. Don't listen to the haters. And hopefully we will see you tonight, Tuesday, October 14th at midnight, for the Mark Spears Blind Bag. Again, everybody, take care. Bye for now.